Good day to you, good morning, good afternoon, evening, whatever time it is. Hello and goodness to you, goodness. It was another one of those mornings for me where it was hard to get out of bed. I actually enjoyed just kind of lying there a little bit longer, feeling the pleasantness of deep relaxation. But I feel like if I wanted to share something with you today, what I would want to share is uh, some encouragement that you can do it, because I like to be encouraged. Probably you like to be encouraged too. You can do it. You can get out of bed. You can do the hard thing that you don't want to do. You can face the world. You can face your problems. You can work out. You can work out a lot. You can work out regularly. You can build new habits. You can change your attitude. You can change your feelings. You can find a new way of living that you maybe didn't even know was there. You can surprise yourself. You can go past your limits to um, beyond what you thought was possible. And probably you've done it already. Probably you already know this. I know this because I've done this myself. Not every day am I like soaring to a new level past my limits, but I know that I have. I know there's things I've done in my life where it's like looking back, I think to myself, wow, I really, if you'd asked me beforehand if I could do that, I would have said, no way. Like I can't do that. I don't know how. I don't know how I would get there, what I would do. And then somehow, usually with some pain involved at some point, but somehow with enough motivation in the sense of like a really determination and really energized to put in some effort and go through it, end up on the other side. Um, and I would say family is one of those things. Family is such a wonderful challenge, and raising kids. With three little kids, it's such a great challenge because it's such a motivation. Like I know with all my heart how much I want to just give myself to this process, to my kids, who maybe someday will watch this video. Wouldn't that be amazing? Who knows? By the time they're um, old enough to enjoy things like this, I bet there's just billions and billions of YouTube videos. How will they even wade through the mass of digital content that exists in the world? Because it just gets pumped out. But maybe they'll care enough at least to wonder what their dad was up to. But just there's enough motivation of like wanting to give it up my all, wanting to put all my entire heart into the thing, and then the inevitable challenges of raising kids. It's a very hard thing to do, especially if you want to like have some amount of your own life as well, or other things that you care about. But you put those two things together, like a very deep care for this thing, along with a really hard challenge, and all of a sudden you discover some new part of yourself. And it doesn't have to be deep and painful and hard. Even just getting out of bed in the morning is maybe just a small win. But even on that note, something interesting I noticed while doing it on meditation retreat, lying in bed, and the mornings where I didn't want to get up in the morning on a meditation retreat, it's pretty interesting because as you start to notice with this really subtle awareness, all the processes of the mind and the body and everything that's going on, and everything just kind of lights up because you don't have the external stimuli of like paying my bills or talking to this person or whatever. There's just not much going on out there, so it's kind of like the focus and the intensity just enhances, and you can see everything that's happening in your mind with just such a subtle detail of step by step little things. And so it'd be really interesting to just watch the intention and the action. And this is, of course, is also specifically part of the practice of the Mahasi tradition, where I did a long retreat. is watching intention and action, intention and action. Um, but just to be able to sort of lie in bed, feel like I don't want to get out of bed, and then just to have the intention, I'm going to get up. And if it's a real intention, not like a thought, but actual intention, which is slightly different than thinking about it, but the actual intention, I'm going to get up. And then all of a sudden the body starts moving. And it's like, oh, the body's just getting up. And I didn't actually have to do anything. Like, the intention did it. Like, the intention arose, and then the action happened in this really beautiful kind of like cause and effect chain, without any me having to do anything. And the me in that situation, it kind of just observing. Of course, then you can observe the observer also, but in that sense, like just observing, like, oh look, the body started moving. Intention arose, and then body started to move, and that's the Mahasi tradition, is just noting, noting, noting. So it's like intention, moving, standing, lifting, placing the foot, feeling, whatever. Go on and on and on with that. So there's something beautiful about how things come from an intention. Same with the kids. I have this deep intention, very strong intention that I hold. Now, I don't even know how I hold it. Like, who's the I that's holding it? I don't even know how. Like, in some way, there's, maybe it's grace, God's grace in a sense. Like, but I have this intention to give all of myself to my kids, give my entire heart to my kids. And from that intention, actions arise. And then afterwards, there can be this surprise of like, wow, I didn't even know I was capable of doing that. Of course, and then there's the me that wants to take credit, like, wow, I'm capable of a lot. Look at me. So the I and the me and the ego is a funny thing. I was listening to Tony Robbins just now this morning in between. I woke up when I didn't want to get out of bed. I got out of bed, did my meditation, was listening to Tony Robbins, sat down, and he's just such an interesting guy when it comes to inner change and achieving things that maybe you didn't think were possible. So just got to give a shout out to him. Wonderful stuff there as well. Hey, I guess that's it. That was the thing I wanted to share. You can do it. You can do it. Especially, you know what? Exercise. Got the gym here. I'm putting up a shelf. It's one of those things where I feel like, I don't want to say I'm the best, most fit person in the world, but like I exercise pretty regularly, and there's a lot of people in my life, and not trying to shame them or anything, but like I want more from my people that are not exercising regularly. We know, science knows that it is the number one thing that is a modifiable risk factor for everything else bad in life, for depression and mental illness, for physical illness, for early death. Everything is like the number one easiest thing you can do is exercise, move your body. It's amazing. Bodies were meant to be moved around and like challenged a bit. And you can do it. You can get out, get wherever you need to go, into the gym, or just walking. If if all that is for you is just walking a few miles every day, you can get out there and walk. I think most people can do even more than walking, like a little jog, a little bike ride, whatever, swimming. Especially that zone 2 cardio seems to be all about it, to increase the heart rate, give the heart some exercise, the lungs some exercise. It's really not that hard. You can do it. It's such an amazing gift to give to yourself. So if that's something that calls to you, or something that's on your mind as well, get out there and make that happen. I hope you have a good day. Love you.